This is one of the best ideas to film and review, and something new for my channel. So let's have a look at these laundry sheets and see how well they do, and are they really worth the price, or even worth the idea anyway. And you're watching FlorenceBallardA3060 on film. Alright, so we all know from my reviews I tend to like trying out new detergents, mainly to do with store brand detergents and other new types of detergents that are on the market. However, most things you find today are powder, liquid or gel, things we're used to, or even liquid capsules as well. However, they all kind of do the same thing, same process. But, well, I say recently, but yeah, it probably is about recently. There's been a new trend, a new idea for laundry taking off, and that is laundry sheets. So when you talk about sheets, people tend to think of like the colour on sheets you put in your machine to stop your load from like the clothes dyeing colours, which we tested a while ago, like Dr. Bettman ones. Or you think of tumble dryer sheets, what you put in your tumble dryer just to give fragrance, which essentially is a sheet of fabric conditioner. But we're in a world where there's a lot of eco-saving and a lot of environmental protection methods going around. So this is it's called Simple Sheets, fresh linen fragrance, very nice, and it's by a company called Must Have Ideas. And I must give a shout out to the owner of the website, Amy, who I brought these off. They come in lavender as well, I believe was another one they did. I can't remember what the other fragrance was, but I chose the fresh linen. I quite like that fragrance. It really smells nice. What these are sheets you put in your washing machine, but what they do, they replace your detergent. So rather than putting in a scoop of powder or a dosing ball of liquid or a capsule of gel or 1 to 3 pods, you basically load one of these in. And of course, you dose them in the same way you would dose either tablets or capsules. So for small load, use 1 sheet, medium load 2 sheets, and a large or heavily soiled 3 sheets. So this is what I quite like, how these look, because what they actually do, you don't pull them out of the wash afterwards. They actually are biodegradable, so they actually dissolve. Presumably they dissolve in your machines. That's what I've seen the adverts for. I've not seen anyone actually try these yet, so I thought I'd actually give them a go myself and see if they actually do work. Because we're pushing for basically having no, what is it they say? When you do your washing, like say with washing powder or even liquid as well, liquid for one, there's different things, cons and pros about every type of detergent you have. Washing powder is voted the best, but there's debates on whether it like releases microfiber plastic, but it comes off your clothes anyway. Washing powder is easily dissolvable, and it has, some of it has chlorine or like surfactants in them, and that helps keep the lime scale and mold out of your washing machine, especially if you're doing low temperature washes, which is the thing that they're pushing for nowadays. I don't agree with that because it doesn't do anything to clean the clothes or clean your machine. And then you've got liquid, which is what people tend to use, but that leaves congealment afterwards, especially if you use low temperature wash or your machine is the type that uses low water level. So this is what I think this would be good for. And then you've got capsules, gel, they'll do the same thing. But especially if you're using even a washer dryer, it leaves behind the gel afterwards. And I have seen various washer dryers with that on there. This, however, is basically, it dissolves in the water, so it leaves no residue afterwards. Now, I know that there are some detergents, some of the leading brands have brought out with this fast dissolving technology, which is basically the powder dissolves better in cold water and doesn't leave behind any residue. I'm yet to try that, but there are many people who have brought that. So get 100 in this. I didn't pay much for this. I'll tell you now how much I actually paid for this. And what it's designed to do. Well, I think I paid something like £9 or something for, you could select how many you wanted, and I think I went for the 100. I'll have to look, because I paid some, on top of it, I paid $13.99 total, but that's because of postage and packaging, about £4 on top. But for what you're paying for this, to buy a 100 dosage box of washing powder, you're practically paying nearly that amount, or in fact no, 100 washes, you're paying nearly like £15 for on some brands, or even for like tubs of liquid detergent or capsules, you're paying more than what you pay for this. So I'm going to put it to the test with my normal test load. I'm going to do it on a 40-degree wash. Actually, no. I'm going to do this on a 30-degree wash, on a Cotton's 30 cycle, test it as eco technology. I was meant to review this in the hot point that I had, but didn't get around to doing it because that's eco technology. Enough waffling on, and I hope that the owner of the website actually watches this, because I would actually like to hope that these work, as it'd be something nice to have, and if it works, I definitely will be buying more. So let's put this to the test with some grubby loads. We've got some very dirty washing here. Let's go. So of course I'm using my trustworthy Miele that gets used in all the videos. So you've got a rag, old dishcloth with some outdoor stains like mud and dirt. We have, this one's got it on there. This has got some Dr. Pepper on it. Did I throw anything on this one? This has got, I don't think that's actually dirt, that's just discolouring, or was it oil? I can't remember what I threw. Did I throw anything on this one? Don't think I did. Well, it'll freshen that one up. Freshen. Got the towel in there, of course, just to test how well it rinses. I think these are the soiled ones. What have we got here? Ah yes, we've got Worcestershire sauce on that one. And on this one, we've got cream, dairy product. Now what you do, instructions on the back, just place 1, 2 or 3 sheets into the drum of your washing machine, add your laundry and wash as normal. You can even use them for hand washing as well, and they're safe for septic tanks. The only thing is though, I do have to question what happens if you want to do a pre-wash. Because you'd ideally then have to stop the machine and add another one in. That's the only thing I can think. But 0% plastic comes in cardboard, that's another thing that I have to say is really good. And 0% water, just 100% clean clothes. I'm going to attempt to open this without ripping the whole box off. Ooh, I really like this. So it feels like, oh, that smells nice. It's like a sort of, it feels like it's laminated, so it's not like a paper sheet. So I'm going to tuck that under there. And of course with me, I add 1 limescale tablet, because I live in a hard water area. And that's going to go in the drawer. I'm also not using any fabric conditioner, so we can test the rinsing results. Limescale tablet in the drawer, let's go. So like I said, I normally do Cotton's 40, but I'm going to do Cotton's 30 for this one. Because that's really putting this to the test. I'll do my usual water plus, let the machine sort out everything, and I'll get started. So that's the sheet just down there, and we'll see how that dissolves. Okay, so it looks to be dissolving. My machine's a little bit dusty today. There you go. So there's no detergent on these because they have actually been rinsed. This lot was done in the hot point. I'll pull that back a bit. This will be interesting to see. So when Cotton's 30, we're doing this like it's eco-saving. Okay, so some suds are being produced. Also to test how well it'll remove the stains out of this lot. I'm very interested in this, and I hope that this... I mean, of course, I'll never replace my detergent because I collect detergents, but it's something new to try. So we're on to the part of the distribution tumbles now. A bit more suds building up. You can see there. So this would do the distribution tumbles. All in all, we don't seem to be producing that much suds anyway, if you can see that. Yeah, not much really. So, I'll be very interested to see the results because we hit 30 degrees Celsius a while ago, so yeah. Interesting. Look at that. So you can just see what's splashing about there. I'll be very interested to see how this works.
Do you need this invoice?
No. This is the final rinse, which uses a lower level, and of course I have no conditioner in this one. A bit hard to get a shot of the water in this. You might be able to just see it. Pretty much no suds in that one really, so it's done pretty well. Never really get a perfectly clear rinse, but for no conditioner that's done pretty well. I'll do the first fragrance test after that comes out, and then I'll put it in the dryer and see if it lasts. I'm intrigued to see how this smells. Alright. Let's see how we did. Draining away there. So, let's do a fragrance check. Well, actually I'm checking some of the stains, and this one originally had some other stains in it, I think, and it's also, let's clean that. Oh, it's a really sort of pure, clean smell. So not like an artificial smell, it's really, that is, oh wow, that actually really does smell nice. I'm loading them into my spin dryer, of course. Alright, let's have a look. Did we get out stains? That's still got. I mean, I don't know what that is. That might. I don't know whether that's been bleached or something's happened to that, or right. They look like they're actual scratches on there, but this one, the actual stain I put on there. This is the one that had cream on it, I think. Bear in mind, we only washed it at 30 degrees. I can actually confirm there's no cream on that one. These two were this. Oh, that smell is just really nice. This is one that had Dr. Pepper on it. Wow, it's gone. That was left drying there for about 3 days. Wow. Impressive, because I thought only putting one sheet in there, I didn't know whether that was good enough, because obviously you could have put more, but I wanted to demonstrate the power of one in there, because a lot of these tests are done with one capsule, so only even that, all the outdoor dirt is gone. Impressive. Right, I'll spin that out, put it in the dryer, and we'll see if the fragrance still remains on. So this is the load out of the dryer, all done, dried nicely. So let's see if the okay, fragrance dies down a little bit, but it is still there. Wow, yeah, still remains, so that's another good point. No additional conditioners or boosters added to that. that's done quite well. Now to do the final conclusion and a bit of a shout out to the creator of it. So what do we think of these? I think they're brilliant. They're a lot better than what I actually expected that they'd be, because I was very sceptical to these new sort of ideas. But it did pretty well. Removed a lot of stains with just one sheet in a heavily sort of wash, so you can get away with that, but stick to the recommended dosing anyway. So 2 would be really good in there. Great fragrance, not anything too artificial. Nothing artificial really. Fresh linen, that's kind of a nice natural fragrance for detergent. It's environmentally friendly, cardboard packaging. The only plastic it came in was what was sent either by the post office, or that's the only bit that came with plastic. Apart from that, you get 100 in here. That's amazing. So it's not like 20 or 30. You're getting 100. That's quite a good amount. Got 0% plastic used, 0% water in there, and just 100% clean clothes. That's just what it's guaranteeing, and it has done that. Good. Rinses out very well. So it's good for those with sensitive skin. You'll probably even work in the machine with 2 rinses, just as long as you. If you have sensitive skin anyway, always select extra rinse or, you know, higher water levels. It's even lasted through the dryer as well. And the best thing is, there's nothing to take out of the machine at the end. So it just disappears down your drain, doesn't produce any microfiber plastics. So it is good for the environment, so I recommend it for people who are into eco-friendly products and are very environmentally friendly. It's nice for me to have this because I know that with the machines I use, I'm not exactly doing the best for the environment, but I know I can contribute to that by recycling and using things like this. Once my liquid detergents finish, because I don't really use them, I will start replacing them with some of these. So I'll have powder and this. I'd like to see how this will work on a hot wash, so I may eventually use it on one of the vintage machines or when I do a boil wash. Left the gloves coming out quite soft and rinse out very easily. No mess putting it in the machine, so that means you don't have to end up cleaning your drawer, and neither any mess in the drum either. Doesn't leave any residue behind. In fact, I think it helped clean the machine out a bit of any. I think most of what you saw in that video with the suds was probably some leftover detergent residue in the machine. I do recommend it. I paid $9.99 for this plus $3.99 postage, and all together $13.99. I mean, just alone for what you're paying for that in total, you are paying more than that for some detergents these days in some supermarkets, especially Waitrose detergents and whatnot, or higher end, even bulk detergents like the professional stuff by Procter and Gamble. So you're actually paying more for that. Whereas this, I mean, 100 sheets, that's going to last you a lot longer than, you know, your average wash is going to last you a lot longer than your box of powder is going to last you, or even your liquid bottles, because some liquid bottles only come up to about, 40 odd washes? Depends on how much you use. And the good thing as well with this is that it doesn't seem to have a dosage for like hard water areas. So like if you're like me and you live in London, you've got very hard water, you're having to add about 10 millilitres, or some is even 20 millilitres more detergent than what you'd normally use to compensate for the hard water usage. So that's why if I use this plus one of my limescale tablets or even a water softening tank, yeah, you're fine to go. Doesn't clog up the drain of the washing machine or even your plumbing either. So there's nothing like, no nasty surprises. Some sheets, like those colour-on sheets, have been known to slip between the inner and outer tub on the machine and end up in the pump. Particularly machines with low water usage. A lot of machines today do not use a lot of water in the main wash, whereas like say older vintage ones will probably use a lot more water. So you don't have to worry about that falling onto the door sill and getting stuck there. Just slip it in under all your clothes, first thing you put in, or slip it under, and it'll just dissolve in the water that comes in. Not much more to say, other than that I'll just put a link in the description below, and I want to thank Amy, the creator of the website for this, and Simple Sheets. Must-have ideas, yes, it is a must-have and it's a good idea, that's how I put that. And you can also recycle the packaging. Because another thing you find with detergents is that, now, I don't know how many people know this, but if you recycle products that are contaminated, such as, say, a pie tin that's got stains of food on it, or conditioner bottles that aren't, or detergent bottles that aren't rinsed out, they'll just throw it in a landfill because it's contaminated. With this, there's no contamination. Just once you finish the box, put that straight in the recycling, it gets recycled. So you really are doing your bit. Or it's biodegradable. That's what I like. Anyway, and letting you know, guys, that the water that was sampled from this, it's not much, but this is what came out in the spin dryer. That's going to be used to water my plants outside. And that's why I do all the water from my spin dryer and whatever I can capture from the washing machines, as a way of being environmentally friendly to a degree. So definitely give these a go. I think there's even some of these on TikTok and some of these cleaning trends as well. So go for it. Check the description below for the link. I'm going to give a good rating on this. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to keep it supreme and go with the flow.